What's up, Kabroda crew? Welcome back. Hopefully y'all are doing well today. A little bit later today at 8:30. Hopefully y'all remembered that we were switching it up, able to join, get on here. You know, if you hit those bell notifications too, you'll get notified too when we do change things like this. More than likely, we probably won't change it too much again, but yeah, that's it's here. So we're at 8:30, jumping onto the markets, kind of checking out what's going on for today. So we'll give everybody kind of a couple minutes to join here. Looks like Terry and Austin are already here, so welcome, guys. Thanks for joining our stream. Hopefully this 8:30 time is working a little better for y'all. I don't know. It's gonna be a little better for the market, I think. So we'll see kind of how it works out. It'll just be kind of like the candles we're kind of more looking at to kind of start up are going to be happening right around this time. So it'll just be helpful to kind of see, you know, everything kind of in action and ready to go. And by the time we kind of get done setting up everything and whatnot, we'll be ready to kind of check out the market already. So we won't have to wait around for all the candles to kind of run through and everything like we normally do. So yeah, should just be a little better time for everybody, a little better time, especially for the market. So I don't know, you have to let us know. Do you like our new time, or did you like the 8 time, 8 o'clock time, or would you prefer our new 9 o'clock time, or 8:30 sorry time? Market fell out a little bit over the weekend, kind of had a little bit of a drop down. We dropped down to 64,500 kind of area, kind of tapped it, and then as you can see, we have kind of continued into today. Yesterday into today was kind of a drop out, so broke through that level again. We were kind of watching it, you know, wondering, are we gonna be able to kind of see that bounce here? We had some divergence forming here on the 15. Didn't actually end up getting it. It kind of traded sideways. There's still divergence for sure. Will it play out, or will we continue down? That's the question here. I don't know. Hard to say that we're not in a bear market now. We'll kind of look at that in a little bit here, but it is definitely looking more and more like a crypto winter kind of forming here. How long will it be? That depends to be, or that I don't know. That'll be determined here as price action kind of plays out, and we'll have to just keep watching it. You know, we take it day by day, check it out, check out the charts, and we'll kind of see what happened. But yeah, for right now, we're just kind of chilling. You know, it doesn't really matter to how we're looking to trade. If it goes up, goes down. We just want it to pick a direction and go, and we'll take the trade either way. So yeah. Yeah, hopefully everybody's kind of joined in by now. We'll kind of break down that time a little bit. So yeah, kind of breaking it down here. So last week we were kind of talking about we'll see if we can get that flip. See if we can stay above. I believe it was 71 that we were talking about. Seems like a long way up there, but 71 I think it was that we were trying to flip up. Ended up on Sunday, we broke down kind of Sunday night, ripped down all the way down to that 64 level. Last week we kind of broke down to that 60 I believe it was last week. No, 3 weeks ago we broke down to that 60 level, and then this just last well, we were hoping that was kind of the bottom. So like when we broke down to that 60 level, I know we were kind of calling it on here, but we were talking about, you know, oh, that's going to be the bottom. That's kind of the end of it. We break down to that 60 level. We're probably going to turn around here and start to break back up to the upside. But obviously we didn't end up being able to break that resistance there at, I believe it's like 71. We'll be checking out the chart that level's on here in a minute. But yeah, we broke down again on Sunday night. Kind of broke through some of the levels we've kind of been holding and using as support throughout the week. ended up breaking down and stopping here. Again, we were kind of questioning, you know, is this kind of just like a higher low? Is this kind of where we're setting up and then we're going to break back up? We started to, and then yesterday just showed us now this is for sure which way we're going to go. So like I said, yeah, we're looking like we're breaking into that crypto winter time. Check out our recaps for a little bit more kind of in-depth run on that, but that's the basics of what we kind of been watching. And to even break it down even farther, we'll kind of talk about, and we'll, like I said, we'll cover this in our recaps, but the 58K level is kind of what we're watching for. So if we look at our long time frame chart, and we have our longer time frame indicator on here, I don't believe we've released this yet, but this is kind of the longer term. I believe we call it we call it our investment chart, but basically this is kind of just longer term price action. We're looking at the daily. We kind of got some levels mapped out on here. They're all definitely longer term levels, and they're all based off of some different Fibonacci and stuff like that on the longer time frames. So right here in this red level, you can't really see the words because of this crypto winter thing, but behind this is basically, it says flip line. So if we want to be in a bull market, the idea is that we need to be above this, and if we want to be in a bear market, we're going to be below it. So basically on that day that we dropped below into that 60K range, we kind of broke below it. And that was kind of the start of it. So we came back up, tried to retest it, couldn't break above, retest. That's that 60 or 70,000, 71,000 area. And you can see the 21s kind of break down through that too. So just another point of resistance that we're going to have to break through before we get to the upside. But yeah, we came up, hit it. And then now we're kind of seeing some fall off here. So we're no longer in this nice kind of upwards trend pattern that's a possible like flip to the upside. We're kind of breaking out of that right here. And now the question is, how far down are we going to go? So the next level that we have on here on our chart is this 618 level, which is a Fibonacci level. If you know what Fibonacci are, if you don't know what Fibonacci are, it's basically just a math equation. Somebody kind of, it's actually pretty interesting. You can look it up. It's basically somebody found that there's basically math and different there's basically just math and everything is basically what he figured out, and there's different levels and stuff that have more value. Essentially it wasn't really a trading thing at first. It was more of just a like realization, like the way that a snail, or I don't even know what it is, like some kind of like sea snail type thing. There's like the one with like a little like spiral type shell, and that shell is all like Fibonacci levels. So like, and then like they'll use that on everything, but like it can go into anything. Like photographers use it for how to take pictures. They use it in like filming for movies, because like you being at this certain spot in the screen lines up with this number on like the Fibonacci, and so like it just is in everything. Like if you look it up, it just gets more and more in depth and more and more in detail. So it's interesting. Like check it out if you haven't. But basically the way that we use it on trading is that we can throw these levels on there, and yeah, basically you will get the different levels by throwing them on here. And obviously our time frame is a little longer than this, so the way that you do it is you'll throw it on the high, throw it on the low, and then you can see the kind of retracement. So let's say if we were going to use this smaller term move here, and we take our Fibonacci levels and we'll draw on the top and on the bottom of the move. So we'll say we went down to there. Now, essentially what we're saying is that we're breaking down here, right? And if we continue down, we have these different Fibonacci levels, and you've probably seen us use these before on the live for targets, but you can also use them for retracement. So if we come down to here and then we start to break up, and we hit this 618. That's kind of the golden pocket is what they call it. So you want to kind of see price action return to the 618, and then we'll dip down even farther. It's kind of the thing. If we break through the 618 and continue up, pretty much anywhere past the 786 is going to be more of a, okay, we're not really in a retracement, we're more in a market flip here. And so that's the basics of Fibonacci levels. There's tons of videos out there. Go check them out. It's a real interesting concept. But basically, our indicator uses those Fibonacci levels. So we have our 618 golden pocket right here, and that is sitting at around that 58,000 level. So that's kind of the area that we're looking for the market to dip down into. Could it go farther? Yeah, it could go farther. The most we'd probably be looking for it to go is that 786 level, which is around 40,000. Would it go all the way down there? Probably not super likely. I'm thinking probably that 58,000 is probably more of the target to look for. But again, if we do break that and we start to look for more downside, then more than likely, yeah, we're going down to that 40,000 level. So those are the kind of big levels in the sand that we're kind of looking at. Could those change? Absolutely. Anything can happen with the market, you know, but those are definitely levels that we're looking more big time frame. So just having that in mind, going back here to our chart, looks like we're kind of moving off. We're going to go ahead and get it set up with our battle box now. So we'll go ahead and head on over to our battle box screen. If you guys have never seen it before, this is our Kabroda battle box website, so kabroda.com. There's a link in the description if you'd like to check it out. But basically, we got our AI built into this site, so you can go ahead and pick the asset you want to trade, pick the session you want to trade. So we already have ours, Bitcoin and New York futures, and we do have a couple different ones on here. You can go ahead and click the drop downs and check them out. Unfortunately, it won't show the drop downs on the live for some reason. But basically, we'll go ahead and hit the initiate calibration button, and this will populate the fields down here. So now we have our daily resistance, our breakout trigger, breakdown trigger, and our daily support. And you can go ahead and try to copy and paste these into your chart. That totally works. The better way to do it is actually to use our indicator though. So if you go up to our indicator tab, you can go ahead and download the indicator. We do have some different videos on how to install our indicators. But yeah, you go ahead and click on the indicators, grab the indicator and put it on your chart. And then all you have to do is hit copy indicator data button, press OK, go back to your chart, and you can just throw it right into here. So we'll open up our indicator. And this isn't the exact one that you guys will be using. This is our newer advanced one that we're working on. It might be released sometime soon, but for now, you all will be using this one in here called the Kabroda BattleBox Command Renderer. That's the one you're going to want to use. But for us, we're using this one here. Same thing. We're just adding a couple different things, kind of tweaking stuff. It's more of like a beta version of the one you guys have. So essentially all you have to do though is copy that thing, or take the thing you copied and paste it right here into the paste level string. Once you hit OK, and you probably already saw it, but our chart has kind of flipped around. We're seeing some different price action happening. Looks like we have a pretty big gap to the upside, so that's pretty interesting here. We got a 2.6 gap, so crazy gap on the upside. On the downside, we got a jailbreak here. Jailbreak just means that our daily support is inside of our breakdown trigger, and basically it's inside the gap between our breakout trigger and breakdown trigger. So the gap here is going to be 0.3, so not too interesting. Really not looking for a downside trade if it's happening, is basically what that's telling us. And we do have a video covering our gaps as of right now. I believe it's out. I don't know if it's out on YouTube yet, but it is out on our website. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll show you where to check it out. So heading back to our website. After you get your stuff done here, we're going to head on over to the market radar. This will actually tell us some different stuff about the market. So you can see the gap's already on here, that 0.31%. So if you remember, our gap on the bottom side was about that. And that's actually what it's talking about, because it's going to take whatever the move to whatever way the market is kind of leaning. So on the weekly, we're looking more bearish. So it's going to say, oh, this is a bearish trade for today. And obviously the bearish trade for today isn't good, so it's saying no good. Oh yeah, so once you get here though, all you have to do is hit this Academy guide. It'll pop up, and now you can see we have some different videos on here. You can go ahead and check these out. This is the gap one I was talking about. You can actually really see it, but it's right behind me. It's called Find the Gaps, the 0.5 trade. And you can see there's different ones, like using how to install the custom indicators right here. We got blocking in the target. You got the radar scan. So just different things on our website, how-to videos. Most of them are shorter. The gap one is a little longer because the gaps take a little bit more time to explain, but I believe the other ones are all under 5 minutes. So real simple, just click watch. You can watch them here, or you can click the link and actually go to YouTube. They will all be released on YouTube at some point, but we're kind of slowly sending them out. So until then, you can just definitely click on these in our website and go ahead and watch them. So yeah, those are on here. So if you would like to get a little more information, go ahead and do that. You can also download our PDF. It'll have all of that kind of stuff on there. Just nice, easy to read format of just kind of running through how to use our website. So yeah, those are all on there if you'd like. It's just right here on the side. Hit the Academy guide and watch the videos. But anyways, so yeah, we got our market radar here. It's all set up. Oh, excuse me. It looks like we got a Ethereum trade to the upside, looking for a jailbreak, but Bitcoin isn't looking too great, and Solana is looking okay with a 1.3 gap. Nothing great where the system is going to call it. Some of the gaps are, yeah, it's better if you kind of just trade with the system. The gaps are kind of debatable, you know, on how wide they can be, or how like far apart they can be. Once you get past, I believe it's like 1 point something, based off our research, it's not as likely to get a good trade. So we've basically set the parameters, so when it does show the certain gaps, you're more than likely going to get the trade that it's saying. One thing to be a little mindful of though is also that let's say, like, obviously Ethereum right now is showing a trade, however Bitcoin is showing a down trade. So it's just something that you kind of got to watch out for, because right now if we're looking to take a trade on Ethereum and Bitcoin is deciding to go down, that's not too great for Ethereum, just because that's how it's just how it's going, you know. It's just how the market works. Like, if Bitcoin's not going to move, you're not going to see alts really move a ton, or it's not going to be a super confident move. Now, could you have a honey badger? Yes, you definitely could. And if you don't know what a honey badger is, it's basically whenever the chart, one of the altcoins, or I mean, I guess you could say Bitcoin too. It's basically just when a chart moves against what the market's doing. So if the market's moving down and you see one chart like going up and it's just ripping up no matter what all the other charts are doing, then that's what we would call a honey badger. And it can happen with any charts. We've seen a couple different charts happening. So, you know, it's just something to be mindful of. It's not like a don't trade Ethereum, you know, but it's a just be smart about it. Watch it how you're trading. Don't just like assume like, oh yeah, the market radar says it's going to go up, so it's going to go up. The whole point of the market radar is for it to be an indicator, so you want to use it you should be using it for your educational purposes and to kind of just get more information on the market, so then you as a trader can make the decision however you're going to make it. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, kind of interesting little break here. Looks like we're actually looking at a possible upside for Bitcoin. Pretty large gap on the upside. I mean, I'm surprised. 2.5, pretty crazy gap. So we'll see how it goes. We'll have to see if we can get to close on the 15 above the Predator high here, and also our breakout level here in the green. And if we can get that close, then that would mean we're looking for an entry based off the Predator system. Obviously, if you're trading our typical system, which is 2 50-minute closes and then a 5-minute retest after the breakout, 2 50-minute closes above the breakout line and then a 5-minute retest to the breakout line, then you will still need to wait for a little bit. But for the guys that are doing a little more advanced Predator system, it does take a little bit more trading knowledge, like stuff like moving stops. You're looking at just having wiser money management skills. You're looking at, I mean, you name it. There's a couple different things that you need to be better at to be able to trade this. Our other system's a little more easygoing, a little more easier on y'all. So just be mindful of that as you're taking this or as you're looking at this. And again, we're only here for educational purposes only. We're not here for any kind of financial advice or anything like that. But yeah, just be mindful of that is all I'm saying. So yeah, we'll see what happens here though. But if we do get that 15-minute close above, we'll be looking at taking up. We'll be looking at taking it up to the daily resistance, basically, which is all the way up here in the red. So about 65,000. That'd be a pretty nice little trade there. We'll see what we get. So we're actually going to throw that on there just kind of in case. And you're going to want to run your stop pretty far down here. Whenever you trade against trend, again, just for educational purposes only, but the better idea whenever you trade against trend is to kind of run your stop out a little bit farther. So typically what we say is whenever you get the close on the 15-minute above, you can go back to the candle before and then you can put your stop right below it. So that would be around that 62,000 range. But since we're trading against trend, it's actually a better idea to throw it down here under the 30-minute range. So if you go ahead and check out, if you check out the range, if you go check out the 30-minute, we're basically looking at this 730 candle. If you're using our indicator, it is based off of the spot chart. We found that to be more accurate. So just so you know, it's not going to be the same as your 30-minute candle if you're using perpetual charts. So we typically use perpetual charts here on the channel. I believe, yeah, we're using the WEX perpetual chart. That's what we use to trade. So, and that's what I would suggest is use whatever platform you use to trade, use that platform's chart. So obviously we're using WEX, so we're going to be using the WEX chart. And then, yeah, you're going to want to basically just do your TA off that. But like I said, if you are looking at my chart right now and you're like, your 30-minute candle is not even close to what mine is, or, you know, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, these yellow lines don't even match up with mine when I put them on my chart. That's why. It's because it's actually based off of the spot chart. So, yeah, we have found it to be more accurate. So you're welcome to use whatever you'd like, I guess. You're just going to have to draw it on your chart if you would like to use the perpetual chart for the 30-minute candle. So yeah, anyways, so we are going to throw our stop here under the 30 minutes. That'll give us a little bit longer of a stop. like I said, you know, you obviously make more if you throw it up a little bit under the last 30-minute or the last 15-minute candle. But in general, we've just found that when price action is against the trend, it's not that it won't go up, it just might like retest something and then go up, or it might start to break down. Just whatever it is, you typically want to be a little bit lower because it's just not as strong as something that's with the trend and it's just going to take off up or take off down or whatever the trend is, you know. So yeah, we got about 5 minutes before that candle closes, and we'll see if we can get the trade here. But yeah, this is what we're looking at right now. So this is our possible trade right here. We need to close above 63,500 area, and then we'll be able to jump in and see where it goes from there. So yeah, we are thinking we're gonna go up to this. As for the candle, let's see. So typically whenever you trade, you can actually draw between the gap between your breakout level and your breakdown level. You can draw a candle just like this, or not a candle, just a trend line between it, and then you can use that as your pull for the extension. So based off the pull, we're going to make it to 64,200 area, and then that'll be about half the move up to here. So that's probably our first target per se. The other thing we can do is we can use those fibs we were talking about earlier, and we can draw from the bottom to the top since we're trading to the upside. It kind of depends, I guess, on how your fibs are actually set up. But now you can see our different targets. So we got one at 63.8. Our second target is where our pull ends. That's actually pretty typical as much as we've drawn the pull. Sometimes it'll go to 3, but typically you'll see a target 2 is right where the pull is kind of sitting. And then obviously we can continue up from there to target 3 at 64. I would say target 4 is that 65 range where our daily resistance is, and then target 5 is that -2. Typically only go out to 3. So pretty decent trade. Obviously it's not a huge trade because of how far our stop has to be run out, but you know, there's some possibility here. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can get. We got about another 2.5 minutes or so until we get to close, a little bit less than that. And then yeah, we'll see what happens. So we can kind of check out Ethereum and stuff as it's going. So like we said, Ethereum is looking to break to the upside. So I'm going to show you a real cool thing that we can do actually. So if you don't even want to open up the operator suite, you can actually open up the market radar right in the beginning of the day. Go ahead and hit the little copy button right there, and that'll copy the trade data or the indicator data, so you don't have to go through setting up the operator suite. So then you can just go down here, open up your command center here, and just drop the new level in there, and ba-boom, there we go. Now you can see Ethereum's chart on here. This one we need the close a little bit higher, and then we'll see if we can get the run up to the basically the same kind of thing as Bitcoin. We're looking for that run up to that 1,800 level for the daily resistance. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can get to close about another minute or so. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility here. Solana, not too excited about it. Is there a possibility it goes up to? Yeah. The gap is pretty wide. Where even is the... Oh, I don't have it set up yet. I'm going to need to copy the indicator data and throw it on here as well. There we go. So the gap's not as wide, so it's not as interesting. And we also need it to move up quite a bit before we can get into the trade. We need it to get way up here at 78, so not super excited about that one. 13 seconds, so we get to close. We'll see. But yeah, kind of just watching it, even if we don't, and we won't, no close above on 15. So now we're waiting for that next 15-minute candle to close above. And you know, it's one of those times, it's like if you don't get in the trade, it's not a bad thing. And we've been saying that a lot lately, I know, but not taking the trade because the system told you not to take the trade is actually a position in and of itself. So, and that's a good place to be. You know, I would rather be just sitting on the sidelines than jumping in and losing money. So, you know, you can do it however you'd like, but that's kind of what our thought is. That's how professional traders think. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at. So, I don't know. We'll see. We can go ahead and we'll kind of break down this a little bit. So the other thing that we've been kind of watching at is that Ethereum and Sol have both flipped. So if you noticed on the market radar screen, over here you can kind of see the macro trend. There you go. Over there you can see the macro trend and the micro trend. So for all three, the micro trend is bearish. So in the smaller time frames, we're looking at more of a bearish trend kind of happening, and that's what we're seeing. And then on the macro trend, you're looking at the weekly. So the weekly on the Ethereum and Solana are both looking bullish, which is interesting. And they both flipped that about last week. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday. They both flipped to being bullish. So kind of interesting. The question we're kind of asking is, you know, are they front running? Like, are they going to be... are they flipping bullish now? And then we're going to see Bitcoin kind of flip bullish, and then we'll see, you know, the market kind of change in that direction. So it's kind of an interesting thought. It's something we've kind of been watching, interested in. It's definitely a possibility that they are going to flip, and then we'll see Bitcoin flip. Seen stuff like that happen before. Obviously, our indicator is a little newer, so we haven't quite seen that on ours, but we've definitely seen that before on different indicators in the past, or just in general with TA and stuff. We've seen that kind of happen in the past. So there's a possibility here of that flipping and going to the upside, and we might see Bitcoin flip and do the same. So yeah, it's just interesting. We'll have to kind of watch it. It's just something we're kind of pointing out, something we're kind of watching. There is a possibility though. But like we were kind of saying earlier, you know, Bitcoin is kind of breaking into that crypto winter area. So more than likely we're going to see more downside. So it could be a pretty early indicator if it is an indicator. And it could be nothing. You know, it could also just be that Bitcoin or Ethereum and Solana were kind of starting to front run the market, and then we're going to see Bitcoin basically fight back and say, nope, we're going to continue down even farther. We'll see Ethereum and Sol flip back to being bearish, and then we'll have a little bit of a down run, a crypto winter, if you will, for a little while. So it's just an interesting thing to watch, interesting thing to kind of check out and run through. But yeah, we'll see kind of what happens here on the market as we kind of move into the next couple weeks. I believe February is actually not a great month typically on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was actually, or just Bitcoin, or crypto in general, I guess. I believe I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. I'd have to like really look into it. I know the hard thing with a lot of that is that people kind of get too far into it, and then you'll hear that about every month. Like if the month's down for that year, then it's always like, oh yeah, like January it's always down every year, and then the next year it's going up in January, and people are like, oh, it's always up in January every year. So like it's hard to tell with that kind of thing. Just how it goes. There are certain months that are actually like that, where just for whatever reason, like people just aren't as interested, or just even the years that it is doing like okay, it won't go up, or it'll just kind of be sideways more action. Typically you see that more in like Q4, like around like especially around like Christmas time, or even in Q1, just kind of because the market's kind of getting ready, and everybody's kind of getting ready for the year and seeing what's going to happen. Like, are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Like, what's the market going to be like this year? Ooh, excuse me. We're kind of like setting up for the year. So I guess kind of the end of the year, beginning of the year, that's kind of like that. So I don't know. It's just an interesting dynamic here. We'll see kind of how price sets up, and we'll see which way we end up going, more or less. So yeah, like, we're not gonna pretend to be like these crazy analysts or anything, but you know, there's a possibility that we flip and get the break to the upside, and there's a possibility we don't. So I don't know. But yeah, again, I believe February is one of those months that are typically maybe not like bearish, just like not as exciting, I guess. Like you don't see the market move as much. And I think that is just because, you know, you got the end of the year, like January, February, people are kind of just wondering like what's going to happen. Like, are we going to go up? Are we going to go down? Like, what's going on here with the market? What's going on with, you know, just like anything exciting happening, or is it going to be a good crypto year, a bad crypto year? I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, we'll just have to pay attention and see what happens in the coming months. But I mean, February, we're almost over in February. We got, wow, we only got 2 more live streams in February, and then we'll be headed into March to kind of see what we head into. I believe it is March, right? Yeah. Headed into March to see, yeah, maybe if we're gonna have an up run or a down run, we'll see. And like I said, you know, it really doesn't matter to us. Like, I know it sucks when it is winter because there's less volatility, and it's just not as exciting. Like, people are not as excited about it. But if it's going down, like, we can make money off of that. So it's not a huge deal on whether it goes up, goes down. Would I prefer an up run? Yeah, for sure. But I'm not going to be like super mad if we start seeing the down run, because that also is time to make money. So either way, you know, it doesn't really matter to us. So we'll just have to wait and watch and see what we can kind of jump into. But yeah, I guess let me know in the comments if y'all have any questions. We'll try to get them answered for y'all. Not too much more, I guess, to go on the live stream. If y'all don't have any questions, that'll really be kind of it. Like I said, we're just watching for this uptrade on the live. Typically, we'll kind of run through the live stream like this, and then we'll see if it kind of sets up. If it doesn't really set up, then there's not a whole lot of point of us staying on here unless we're gonna be able to help y'all out, answering questions or things of the sort. So today, you know, not too interesting, not too much going on, so we don't have a whole lot really to kind of go over after that. Kind of broke down a little bit, kind of seeing what happens, and yeah, we kind of got our stuff set up for the day, and we're watching the possible trades. So, you know, it's there, but yeah, so let me know if you have any questions, and we'll kind of be watching this. We'll give it 5 minutes, and we'll see if this candle kind of sets up. If this candle sets up, or if we got some questions going on, then we'll continue on with the live. But if not, you know, we'll just that'll kind of be the end of it. You know, that'll be the end of the day for us. So we'll see on here another 5.5 minutes or so. We've got this mosquito flying around our house right now. We've been trying to find it, but like, pretty smart mosquito, I guess. He always appears like right when you're doing something. Like right now, I just saw him like flying around. I tried to get him, but didn't. But like, I don't know. He's just real smart, I guess, because like every time you're like in the middle of doing something where you can't really get him, all of a sudden he shows up and he's like flying around. And he's pretty big too. Like you can see him flying around too. So he's pretty decent little mosquito. But yeah, hopefully we can catch him soon. Get him out of here. Whew. Got another 4 minutes. Another 4 minutes on the chart. See if we can get this candle close. It's been pretty cold here lately too. Like we had a little bit of warmth. Actually, like a decent amount of warmth. Like it was cold at night for sure, but I mean we were getting up in the 80s or so like during the day. So it's getting nice. Like it's kind of like all right, we're starting this spring. Like got this nice spring weather going on, and then the last like couple days it's been like it dropped down. It only gets up to like 60, and then at night it's been getting like 30s to 40s basically range. So it's getting pretty chilly. We try to go on walks like every morning, and whew, it's been cold. Like yesterday I guess it was like 30 something when we went walking, like a low 30 something, and then today it was like 40, but I don't know like what the feels like or what it was, but it was pretty cold. Like I was kind of wishing I wore some more layers and stuff, you know, as I was waiting. Got about another 2.5 minutes or so. But yeah, I don't know what's the weather doing. It's been nice during the day though. It's nice to get out, have a little sunshine. It is nice when it's a little warmer, just because you can get out and in the sunshine you can wear like shorts or whatever, and it's still a little chilly, but it's like nice and warm. When it hits like 80 or something, it's like real nice. Nice temperature. Good time for like a walk and stuff like that. So yeah, interesting though. Got about another 2 minutes or so. No, 2 minute close. Yeah, if you have any questions, just throw them in there. We'll get them answered for you, hopefully. Whoops. Bam. Got another minute before the close. See if we can get a little bit. If we can get the close here, that's pretty much it. That's the jump in point. I mean, if we close, like right now, if we close, boom, time to jump in. And I guess saying that, probably should get ready for that, you know. Throw it into our WEX account. $15 seconds. And there we go. We're in the trade. So we'll say we got in right there. Say right there. Well, that's... Boom. All right, now we're watching this trade. Getting ready to go to the upside. And yeah, this is kind of the trade for the day. So we're looking for this thing to rip up to our daily resistance here. Like I said, it won't be anything crazy, but whenever, I mean, you know, like our system is designed to get you some of those crazy trades, but more often than not, you're going to take the smaller, you know, like 1.5 to 1s, or even maybe a 2 to 1, 1 to 1 maybe. You're gonna just kind of take the small little like hits off the market, and you know, slowly those grow your account. Obviously the nice ones are the ones where we do like a 10 to 1, 6, 7 to 1, you know, stuff like that. But those are pretty few and far between. So we have a decent amount of time between those. When the market's, you know, moving, popping off, that's when you get a lot of those. But you know, till then we kind of just have these little kind of hits that we're slowly going to grow our account. So then when we get to the point where we can take those like maybe a 10 to 1 or 8, 7, 8, 9 to 1, whatever it is, we have money to put on. We'll have a lot of money to put on because we're taking these little 1.5s or 1 to 1s or 2 to 1s even, and we're just slowly growing our account, snowballing, you know. Yeah, that's just kind of how it works. So yeah, with our trading system though, that's what we're looking for, is for price to yeah, just kind of get us a little, keep getting us a little bit, and eventually we're going to be sitting pretty good. So when we take one of those nice big trades, we'll have some decent money to put on. That's kind of the idea, I guess, there. And you know, sometimes it happens like pretty often, but for right now it's pretty slow. It's just moving slowly, and yeah, we'll see that move happening soon, hopefully. Yeah, kind of just sitting here watching price action. Like I said, it's not anything crazy. You know what, we'll use our little rocket ship this time. Gotta get our emoji on the chart. Oh, did I even click on one? There. Let's go. Gotta keep trend going up to the upside. We gotta break this resistance here at our target 1. And target 1 is pretty close to right above us, you know, but we're looking for that resistance to break right there. You can see we kind of tapped it. And here, I'm actually going to move these back so you can see them across the trade there. Yeah, you can see that first candle that we had that we broke above our, not above the predator, but we broke above our daily breakout trigger. We broke all the way up. We basically ran right into our target 1 and then broke back down. And then now we're kind of doing a little retest here. So more than likely we'll get the breakthrough, but we're going to be watching it as it kind of hits that, because, you know, we want to be smart about how we're taking the trades like this. So Looking nice and good. Oh yeah, getting a little bit of a breakout here. We still haven't been able to break that target 1. That's what we're looking for, is to break target 1. Yeah, I mean, you could have thrown your stop up a little higher, I guess. Would have been a little bit nicer of a trade, you know, 3 to 1. But we are playing it a little bit safer, getting about a 1.5 to 1. Well, not necessarily won't lose as much, but won't lose as much as fast, I guess. So. Getting a little bit of the breakout here. Come on, chart. We want to get a break above target 1. Come on, chart. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Yep, trading, you know, pretty simple stuff. You just hit the button and then you're kind of at the mercy of the market, you know. Obviously there's a little bit more that goes into it, but that's kind of the basics of it right there. You just stare at candlesticks and then you hit the button when you think the candlesticks are going to go the way you want, and then you hit another button when you want to get out. Or you you know, now you can just like set it up and wait and hit the button when it doesn't. Woo! We just broke that. We just broke target 1 though. Let's go. Let's go. Broke target 1. We got to get a close above target 1, close above target 1. Then we're moving to target 2 and beyond, all the way up to our daily resistance. That's where we're heading. That is where we are heading. Let's go. I'm gonna actually throw my different levels on there. I have my levels on my trade already, but I like some Wex. You can throw your levels on there 2 different ways. So when you throw them on, it's kind of annoying actually. I don't know why they do it like this, but you can throw your levels on there either like actually on your trade, which is the better way to do it. But the issue is whenever you first put on your trade, it allows you to do it like as you're putting. This is gonna get kind of confusing, I guess, but as you're putting on the trade, you can put levels on there, so you can put your stop and your target, and that's great. And it you know, it works. It's not that bad, but once you like put on the trade, then you can't mess with those levels because they're like hidden inside of the thing. So like what you want to do is you want to like put them, like once you have the trade on, you can see it sitting there. It has like a little thing where there's target and stop, and then you can open that, and then you can put the stop and target in there again, and it will have like nicer levels on your chart. And then also you can like just look there and be like, oh yeah, that's where my target and that's where my stop is, rather than like having to go through all the menus to find them. So like the way that we always do it, and like I wish they would just change it where it just like when you put on target and stop, like when you're putting on the trade, it should just add it right there. It should be like part of your trade, but it's not. So the way we do it is we set it up like that, because you want to make sure you do that, because you know, if price just like rips down and like hit your stop right away, most likely it's not going to do that. Obviously, like you're trading smart, you're not trading dumb, like, but sometimes, you know, price action just does weird things like that. So like even if it was just a spike, like you want to have that stop on there just in case. And so like basically what we do is we throw it on there, and then we open the trade, and then we use the other things to set up our stop and target, and then we'll go back through and delete the other two that were like originally on there. So like just so it looks a little nicer. So I don't know why they do that. It's kind of just a weird thing on Wex. Like I don't know, I wish they'd change it, but that's how we have to do it. So if you're using Wex, there's a little pointer there. All right, we're getting the break. We just need to close. That's all we need to do, is just get that one close right above the target one, and we'll be good to go up. But we're not getting it. We're rejecting right here. Why? We got our rocket ship underneath, and it's still not going up. Just gotta make it bigger. Maybe we just gotta put it on the tip. Push up. It'll push price action up. Yeah, it probably won't be super fast today, honestly. And we probably won't stay on the live for the whole thing, I'm not thinking, because, you know, like I said, price action is, well, price action, I guess, is our favor, obviously, but the macro trend is not in our favor. So the macro and the micro, I guess, are both bearish. So trading this to the upside is yes, a little more risky, but also it's just when it, like, it's telling us it's gonna move, and that's like the setup. You know, whenever you take trades, you kind of have like a list of all the things that you need to match for the trade, and like the best trades are gonna hit everything on that list. The less on that list they hit, the less likely you like want to take a trade. This is like, I don't know, like maybe 80-70% good trade, I guess. So just because of the macro trend. So we have everything else though. So basically what that means though is that it's just gonna be a little slower, you know, like we could get somewhere, it's just gonna take a little longer. Like it's like if you're in like a sailboat or something, the wind's blowing against you, like take down the sail and you start rowing, you're still gonna get to wherever you're going. It's just gonna take a little more effort. It's gonna take a little longer. So that's essentially what we're looking at. Like we don't have the sail up, so we're not like getting shoved down, but we are making some slower progress essentially. So yeah, I mean, could it just rip up like next candle? For sure it could do that. Like we could be out of it in 2 minutes if it just takes off, but more than likely it's going to be more of a slow grind to the upside, and it looks like we're going to get that close above the target one. So let's go. A little bit of close, ba-boom. Yeah, looking nice. So now we just need to continue to the upside, break that target 2, and continue this. Yep. Yeah, probably get another minute or two, and then we'll close down the stream. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, even if you're just watching the recording, just go ahead and throw them into our chat. We try to answer all of our, well, I guess it'd be the comments section at that point, but just throw it into the comments section. We try to answer all of our comments and get back to y'all. Just to help you all out, and hopefully help you guys learn how to trade and kind of learn how to just reach that financial freedom goal. So that's really our goal for everybody on watching, is just to be able to learn how to trade, be able to hit the goal, just be able to take your money into your own hands again. So we got we'll be checking our comments all the time, so if you all would, that would be awesome if you guys would throw your questions in there. We'd love to answer them for you. And yeah, we do have a decent amount of knowledge, so we'd like to share it if y'all are willing to ask, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Really kind of the end of the stream here, throwing it up there. We'll be watching this trade kind of play out. Tomorrow we'll probably go over this a little bit, and we'll see what we can kind of get out of it. But we're still looking like we're running up to that daily resistance right there in red. So yeah, until we hit that again. Anyways, yeah, thank y'all for watching. Like I said, check out our website. Has all of our stuff on it. It is $29.99 a month to join and check out our website. Totally worth it. You could definitely make more off of the website than that a month, I'm sure. And again, it's just for educational purposes only, I guess. But if you're using it, I'm sure you can make more than that. So check it out. Check out our different stuff on there. Check out the tutorial section. Tell us what you think about it. We covered it earlier if you weren't here, but just check it out. Check it all out. Let us know what you think. Check out our channel if you haven't already. We got a bunch of great trading stuff on there, as well as like different how-to videos, stuff like that. We have a whole course on our channel, actually, on just TA in general, not even specifically ours, but just TA period, kind of learning like everything from like what is a candlestick all the way up to maybe more in-depth stuff, just like Fibonacci lines and stuff like we've been using in this video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification if you can, so you can catch us tomorrow. We will be live again 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Not 8 o'clock, so remember that. People who are returning, we will be here at 8:30 again, kind of running through that. And yeah, just let us know what you thought of the 8:30 stream. Was it better? Was it worse? Would you rather wait 30 minutes for the candles to kind of set up, or did you like just being able to kind of jump in and see where we're going and jump onto trades a little faster? So I don't know, just let me know. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. Happy trading to y'all, and we will catch y'all next time.